Speaking of humble and connected, I bring on the Hall of Famer.
I'm not connected, but I am humble.
You were at that thing last night.
I did go to the game. My agent at the last minute, I said to him, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to the ball game tonight." I went, "Well, I want to go. How come I can't go?"
And you did.
And so Mr. Kroenke, the owner of the Rams, got me a ticket, and I got in.
And you sat
suite.
next to who?
I sat next to Andrew.
So I thought the one thing that jumped out to me, Terry, really quickly is, there's 5 or 6 positions in football, quarterback one, that are just more important.
Right.
Left tackle in my lifetime, because it's a passing league.
Right.
I thought they missed Whitworth from the first quarter on.
Yeah, they missed his talent. A lot of teams didn't game on his side when he played because he's too smart and he's so strong and long-armed. Now they can do whatever they want to over there. I don't know what the kid's name is, but he struggled. They were not good. They couldn't go deep. They couldn't. The quarterback had no time to throw the football at all. They couldn't go deep. He had one receiver. The other guys disappeared, and they couldn't run it.
Yeah.
They couldn't do anything. So you go, was it Rams or Buffalo? Well, it was Buffalo, and I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed for Stan Kroenke, the owner, because unveiling of the flag of the world title with all the fans there was cool, and it'd been nice to have a victory at home. They will come around. This is a humbling, embarrassing loss for a defending world champion. This is not unusual, by the way.
Well, it's interesting. So I think we forget this because we tend to remember the end of football seasons.
Right. What, 5 months ago? It hasn't been that long.
But last year, Rams at home.
Right.
Blown out by Arizona.
Yep.
Blown out by Tennessee. I like Matt Stafford.
Yep.
But he's streaky. And it's one of the things, he's a little like Joe Burrow, in that my favorite quality of Stafford is also his greatest liability. He's got a real short memory. You did.
Yeah.
He doesn't
you
get
better
down.
have one.
But not everybody does.
No.
A lot of guys throw picks. I've always said with Aaron Rodgers, I can see if he's thrown an interception. He ratchets it down. He can get safe.
He didn't throw many.
Not many. But I think Stafford is one of those guys, when you have a great arm, Allen, Stafford, Bradshaw, Namath, Elway, you want to use it. And Stafford sometimes lets her rip. I mean, go back to your career. There are throws you made that drove the late Chuck Noll crazy.
Drove me crazy.
But it was your bread and butter.
That was my DNA. My DNA, I was too impatient. I didn't like short passes. They were boring. We didn't throw that often, so therefore I wanted to make the most out of it. And I was very fortunate. I got smart enough as I moved on in my career to realize I got a great defense. I can be a little more aggressive probably than most quarterbacks because I've got a great defense. Not fair to them, but I still have a great defense. The Rams have a great defense. Miller's gone. That's okay. That's okay. They will wake up and they will play well. I told you a while ago, what happens so often is that you still have the hangover. You're still being loved and admired. Not today.
Right.
Now they're on your case. What's wrong with Matthew? What's wrong with the line? How come they get the ball? Why can't we run it? Why couldn't we stack that big quarterback for Buffalo? All these questions are popping up now, and now it's reality. Hey, everybody will give you your best shot. All right? You're defending world champions.
Right.
They're going to give you your best shot, and they will take it on the chin, and then they're going to wake up and go, okay, enough of this. Then they'll start playing.
So I got to ask you, Terry Bradshaw, the Hall of Famer, 4-time Super Bowl champ. Let's go to Pittsburgh, a franchise you know well.
Well.
So twice in the history of the Steelers, Terry and Ben, they got the Hall of Fame level quarterback, and they win. When the Pittsburgh Steelers get it right. In between there, they've had talent. Tommy Maddox had some talent.
Yep.
Bubby had some talent. Cordell for a while had some talent. Trubisky's got some talent. So they chose, my takeaway was, listen, if Kenny Pickett had started for a year in college, I'd let him watch.
Yeah.
Terry started for 4.
4.
My takeaway.
He played 50-something games.
In that stadium.
Yes.
So,
and they watched him practice because he practices on the same field.
So to me, I don't want to hear the comfort excuse.
Yeah.
I think you got to rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay. Got it. I know what you're going. Listen, I've thought about this before I came out here. Yesterday flying out. I understand what Mike's doing. They signed Trubisky. to be their starter.
Right.
Now, they may have wanted Pickett. They weren't. There's no guarantees they're going to get him. Everybody was saying they were going to draft him, right? And it's just like the good Lord looked down on him and said, I'm saving him. I'm saving him for you. And they got him. I think what Mike did is he didn't do anything to lose the job, but I would remind everyone, it's preseason. There's not that much going on in preseason,
well,
but
Terry,
he played
now,
well.
Nobody plays starters in preseason.
No. So he played well. So he didn't lose the job. And I think Mike is honoring their commitment to bring him in, knowing that the real starter is the kid. I will say this. I would have started Pickett because I've already seen the other guys.
Right.
I know they can play well 1 week or 2 weeks, and then we're going to see the other side. I would have started the kid. And I wouldn't have had to make any excuses for it. He's exciting. The players love him. The fans love him. And he's 4?
Yeah.
He's 24 years old, started 54 games in college. He is so well. He's so ready to play that I would have started him. But I understand, as I told you, why they didn't.
No, I think the commitment, Jason and I talked about this, is that it was a little like Andy Dalton. Somebody said, listen, you get the first start.
Right.
And or the first couple.
Got it.
And you gotta honor that stuff. This is a small league.
Yep.
If you promise guys stuff, you got an agent to deal with, Trubisky, the locker room. So and here we look at, listen, Trubisky is what he is. His ball dies, he's kind of athletic, he's a little smaller than I'd like. And that's a good division. So I want to go to this. So I'm a fan of Russell Wilson. He's not for everybody. Little small, runs around. But he does. Like I'm a Seattle kid, so he made my team good.
I got it.
So in college, though, he starts for North Carolina State for 3 years.
I know.
And
then goes to Wisconsin.
And they had to. So the coach came in and said, despite getting us to bowl games, I'm replacing you.
Yeah.
So this short quarterback who's been doubted his whole life has to transfer.
Right.
He's great at Wisconsin. Goes to the NFL. Nobody drafts him. 3rd round. So his DNA is a little bit like, I've been replaced and I've been doubted my whole life.
Right.
So he goes to Seattle. It's all about Marshawn Lynch and the defense and Pete Carroll. Never gets that love.
What's wrong?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Then we find out 4 years ago, he found out Seattle wanted to trade him. And I'm like, time out. If you're going to trade him, trade him. He cannot hear that. Terry, that would be in my head.
Yeah.
For 4 years, Russell Wilson's known, my guys don't like me.
Right.
If you'd have known Noel in your prime,
wanted to trade me?
Wouldn't it have messed with your head?
Well, a lot of things messed with my head. I didn't need to hear that I wanted to be traded, but yeah, I got worse. I got benched and replaced. So,
what year?
What was it? 3rd year, Joe Gillum. I lost my job to Joe Gillum.
Okay, did it mess with your head?
Oh, yeah. I went in and asked to be traded. And get this. And I love Chuck Noll. I give him all the credit in the world for what we had, the success we had in Pittsburgh. Brilliant coach. Not my kind of guy, but a brilliant coach. And I went in and said, Chuck, you got Joe. He's playing great. I really think it's time for me to go somewhere else. Would you trade me somewhere else? I know Kansas City wants me, and maybe even send me home to New Orleans. And his exact words were, you're going to be great. I'm not trading you. You're going to be great. And that was a strange thing to say to me. But anyway, I said, okay, I'm going to be great. That's what Mr. Rooney used to tell me. You're going to be great. You're going to be great.
But we're benching you.
Yeah, but we're benching you, and you're not starting, and I'm mad at it, but you're going to be great. So I had to deal with that. Russell is, you said it, you have to get extremely defensive in your brain. You have to get to a point to where you're almost an angry, nasty person. That's what I did. I developed a nastiness and an attitude. I didn't show it. I just kept it inside. Nobody's going to touch me. Nobody's going to hurt me again. And I think Russell did a great job up there. And I'm sorry that he left Seattle. I hate it that he left there. I like him. I like him a lot. And they're saying, well, he wants to reestablish himself. Reestablish what? He's on a bad football team. Yeah. If you don't have the players around the quarterback, Terry Bradshaw is no good without Franco Harris and Rocky Blyer and Lynn Swan, Stallworth, that great defense, Webster at center, Mullins, all these guys. None of us are any good, okay?
Yeah.
None of us. I don't care what Tom Brady's doing in Tampa Bay. He couldn't play anywhere else.
Right.
They have to protect him, surround him with talent, and the brilliance comes through. Russell, everything around him went down. They had no running game. Their defense is no good.
O-line was bad.
And then they took the ball out of his hand after the first 7 games last year when we were all screaming, he's going to be the MVP. And then all of a sudden he's not throwing the football anymore.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Now they got rid of him. So I think he's handled it well. I like him. I love watching him play. In my opinion, the kid at Herbert, at San Diego, and Russell, two of the best long ball throwers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Terry Bradshaw joining us. So this is, I was saying, sometimes a football game can be ugly but fascinating.
Right.
I think the Niners-Bears going to be ugly but fascinating. So Trey Lance has got Jimmy Garoppolo hovering over him.
Yeah.
Hasn't played a lot of football. Justin Herbert has a bad O-line and one receiver. But I think we're going to watch these young guys right in front of our eyes growing and trying to prove to the world I can play. So it's going to be ugly but fascinating football. But at least Justin Fields knows it's his job.
Right.
You got Garoppolo in the room. and the other day a story came out, whether it's true or not, some reporters said, Trey Lance was annoyed when they signed Garoppolo. What do you make of that?
Well, that's not what we heard, is it? What we heard was how great they are, what great teammates they are. And that would be what I hope is true. I hope it's not an animosity, a dislike for one another. Yeah. That's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
I would not want to know, if I'm Trey Lance, that Garoppolo's on the sideline. But here's the key. The coach has reaffirmed him, you're my man. I gave up 3 number ones for you, and you're going to play. Don't worry about the bench. I'm not taking you out of the games. Garoppolo's not coming in no matter how bad you're playing unless you get hurt. And I know that's what they're doing there. I feel bad. Here's who I feel bad for, Garoppolo. You know why? I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. I have always liked him. I don't know why. I guess I know him a little bit. And I just like him. I like the way he releases the ball. He got him to a Super Bowl. They go out and give up all those draft picks for Trey Lance. I've watched Trey Lance, and I went, ooh, what kind of motion is that?
No, it's not. It's not pretty.
No, I don't know what it is. But they love him.
Yeah.
It's all that matters. Doesn't matter. I don't care about his release. So I think the coaching staff there is doing a phenomenal job of taking all that pressure off of him and saying, this is your team. Don't worry about Jimmy. He's only going to play if you get hurt. And I'm sure that's what's going on. And taking all that off. The only thing that will happen now, play poorly, the press will jump on you. The fans will jump on you. So the coach will have to defend you. He's going to struggle. But in this day and age of football, Colin, you know this. It's all about the athletic quarterbacks that can throw.
Well, and you got to be able to move.
Got to move.
The league is basically rewarding you to move.
Look at that kid at Buffalo, that big sucker. I'm there last night, and I've kept turning to Andrew, and I'm going, gee, Christmas, that guy's big.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even go. I was on the field. He wasn't out there. I wanted to go meet him because he is huge.
Well, Terry, the truth is you ran early. His story is a little yours. He grows up in a small town.
Yeah.
And choppy in college, didn't play with much.
Yeah.
Huge arm, unbelievable athlete. And all of a sudden you start hearing about 6 months before the draft, that's the guy everybody likes.
Yeah, I wish he was a little more accurate. I wish this,
that's
I wish that.
They said about you, didn't they?
Hey, I talked to Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman said he's never seen anybody. He went to his pro day.
Yeah.
80 yards. He said legitimately stand there in 80 yards. And I watched him warm up last night. 55, 60 yards. He's not even trying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang.
Yeah, he's talented.
But Troy said he'd never seen anything like it.
So one of the big games of the weekend is Dallas hosting Tampa.
Right.
Well, Dallas, like the Rams, the O-line's a bit of a regressing unit.
Both tackles are gone.
Okay. Tampa, like the Bills, the strength of the team is that pass rush.
Yep.
Tommy in the pass rush, quarterback in the pass rush. And Dak's never had a bad O-line. And I was talking about this earlier this week. You guys, all you quarterbacks have a clock in your head. And you kind of know, you knew in Pittsburgh, I got 3.5. And then you lose a right tackle and you got 3-1. And then you lose a gut.
I can see that right tackle.
So go back to your worst O-line, because most of it was great. But go back to a struggling O-line.
Mine was always the same.
So you had Webster. You never
Webster, Cole, Brown, Mullins, Sam Davis.
So you never had a bad O-line.
Webster, no, same one. 14 years.
Wow.
Same guys. I mean, same guys. Now, left tackle 255, right tackle 282, right guard 242, left guard 250 maybe.
70% the weight they are today.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Right.
You go out there today, I'm sitting next to Andrew. He's 6'7", 6'8". You know, flat-bellied. You go, gee, many Christmas. Different.
I wonder, though, Dak's never, ever dealt with this. That you get about that. You got both tackles, a left guard. That's a whole different ballgame for him.
Well, it changes. You'll try to run your offense. You have to. And then if you don't have time to run your offense, there'll be plan B. Plan B is quick out, quick in, quick slants, wide flare, check 1, 2, 3. The old West Coast stuff, 1, 2, 3. Wide flares, quick slant, check down hooks, quick screens. They can't run the ball anymore. They couldn't run it. You look at the last. Well, every year that Ezekiel Elliott's played,
yep,
it's gone down. I think I'm not even 60 yards last year.
I think he's their second best running back now. I thought last year at the end of the year, the Pollard kid was better. He had more juice.
If Pollard started the game, which everybody is saying, he wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah.
The combination of inside tackle and all the other stuff with Pollard made that a special thing. I don't believe – we always are talking about Dallas. Did you ever get the feeling, why? Oh, how you doing? When did he sneak in?
We just put him on the show, Jason McIntyre.
Oh, yeah.
Very promising young prospect.
Are you good?
I'm a huge Steelers fan, too.
Oh, well, good.
I'm a Jets fan, Terry. Come on.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, God bless you. But where was I? We always talk about Dallas. You know what? I've been watching television.
Yeah.
You're bad about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's bad about it. Dallas.
I know.
And as a fan, and you go, what is it about Dallas?
I'm moving to Buffalo. Buffalo's my new team.
Oh.
I decided last night at halftime.
How long are you going to stay there? November?
No, I decided last night, third quarter. Buffalo's the new team I'm going to talk about.
They're fun to watch. But the Dallas Cowboys are a fascinating bunch. They're already firing McCarthy.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it through, do you?
Jerry's not a guy that fires coaches.
He doesn't.
And I don't think I'm not worried about McCarthy's a good dude. You ever met him?
No.
You'd love him.
He seems like a nice
He's
guy.
a great guy. And he's a smart guy. Look, he won a Super Bowl. He's a pretty qualified coach.
But they don't like a lot of the fans and the media in Dallas. They've already made their mind up.
Oh, they just have all the answers, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's amazing how they do. But for a team that's not won anything, they seem to have all the answers. But I don't think there's a problem with McCarthy. Everybody else sees that Sean Payton's going there. Sean's with us now for at least a year, right?
1 year.
At least 1 year.
And then he's going to go coach.
I can't. Yeah, I think you're right.
He's too smart.
But Dallas, I don't see that.
Well, it's funny you said that. We talked about this about 6 months ago. I said, if you were Sean Payton, and listen, we love Sean Payton, but he's got too much room left, right?
He's too young.
He's too young. He's going a million miles an hour. He's one of the great play designers of my lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
Walsh, Reed, Sean. And you sit and look around, it's really funny, Terry, is in the 70s, 80s, 90s, what I would have looked for is one thing. What I'm looking for is a non-crazy owner and a quarterback.
Yeah.
I'll figure the rest out. But it used to be you could if you gave me a good running game and decent quarterback, I'll win a division. I don't know if you can anymore.
No.
Terry, I don't know if you can.
The game has gone back to the 60s. You know that. The AFL. We now are in the AFL. The NFL today is the old AFL. Throw it 40 times a game. And I think it's good. Good for television. Good for me. I love watching it. I played in the era where handoff.
Right.
I much rather watch them throwing the football. So that's the area we are in. Now you take West Coast offense, the triangle offense, flanker, tight end, wide, fullback, wide flares, all that stuff. You take that offense and you add a little wrinkle here and there with a guy like Sean Payton. And then you get a quarterback who is, number one, a quarterback has to be poised. I don't care how big you are. You got to be poised. And then, all right, now we got the poise. Now give me the smarts. Give me a guy that can see things fast. Give me something. You got to see things fast. And then the accuracy comes in. I look at Drew Brees, and I'm just like, man.
Terry?
Boom, boom, boom.
Terry.
Beautiful.
Herbert.
Oh, same thing.
Okay, if this coach, last year Herbert was the best quarterback not to make the playoffs.
Yes, I agree.
Regardless of how good the division is.
Regardless of what happened with the Raiders.
Doesn't matter. If Herbert doesn't make the playoffs this year.
Yes.
And I like Staley. I gotta make a change.
You're gonna get rid of the head coach?
I can't have a top 5 quarterback not make the playoffs. They added playoff teams.
Oh.
They're 14 now.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, well, this thing never shuts off.
You know what in getting ready for the first week of the season, I'm just sitting there. I actually studied Jacksonville a little. You believe that?
Oh, I think they're going to be interesting.
Very. I did not know. You guys, I don't pay when the Super Bowl's over with. I check out.
You got a ranch. Got 2 of them.
I got a lot to do.
Got 2 ranches.
But I didn't realize that quarterback threw for 3,400 yards. Had no idea.
With a bad O-line.
With a bad offensive line.
And not much to throw to.
And then they said, well, he threw 22 interceptions. I threw 22 my rookie year. You know who broke my record?
Who?
Peyton Manning. He threw 25. I'm so happy.
Well, interceptions aren't. You got to throw the ball down the field.
You got to put it out there.
I don't want think or dunk guy.
It's not easy. It's so fast and everything going everywhere.
Okay, so you have a bourbon. I don't drink bourbon, but you got a burger, and I love those.
The burgers are awesome.
They're called Bradshaw burgers.
Thick and juicy. Bradshaw, thick and juicy.
Bradshaw, and it sucks in all the juices.
We freeze it.
So I can take the frozen one right to the grill.
Right to the grill. And you will never regret it.
Okay.
They are amazing.
Where do I get them?
You get them at a store.
Well,
I'm in California. Go Terry Bradshaw Brands, and you'll find out in the area what stores we're in 7,000 stores all over America.
I didn't think you get them at a tire center.
I'm in Walmart, Costco.
You're at the big stores.
No, I'm also at Publix in Florida. We're in every one of those.
Yeah.
So we're all over. Giant Eagle up on the East Coast in Pennsylvania. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm still having to work. When am I going to get rich? When am I going to? Someone tell me.
Well, you have a beautiful new ranch in Texas.
I do. St. Joe. Hello to everybody in St. Joe.
St. Joe is north of Dallas.
Yes. I had to think a second.
You live in the state.
Go up to Denton. Go through Denton from Dallas, 31 miles to Gainesville, Texas. Hit Highway 82 west.
Yeah.
All right, west is 16 miles. You come into St. Joe.
Yeah, and you'll be at the local Piggly Wiggly selling your burgers.
No, I don't think I'm in Piggly Wiggly, but if we are, and I don't know about it, I apologize.
It's great seeing you.
Good. Well, finally you got me back on here. I begged you every year to let me come on. Beg, folks. Beg.
I gave you 26 minutes today.
Oh, bless your heart.
I don't give Jimmy.
Okay, hold on.
I give Jimmy 6.
Would people rather hear me talk football or you?
You know what?
Oh, I heard that.
Depends on what side the coin lands
on.
Well,
that's true.
Either way.
You're a smart man.
I give Jimmy 6-7 minutes. I push him off the
Johnson?
side.
Johnson?
I give 20.
First of all, Jimmy don't want to be here. I want to be here. The difference.
That is
Hello,
funny.
America. See you Sunday.
Jimmy, I'm kidding, and you know it. All right, Sunday, the guys, Fox.
You see our new studio? Have you seen that
you want to
thing?
hear a true story? You want to hear a true story? So this is a true story. So opposed to the ones where I make up. So I literally, a month ago, it's like Fort Knox around here. Yeah. So a month ago, I walk in because I wanted to see the construction. So I walk into the set. It's unbelievable.
It is.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
I take my phone out, and like 6 producers are like,
grabbed it.
No, it's like the CIA. And they're like, you can't take pictures. And I'm like, I'm sending it to my wife. Wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
Revered at this company.
Well, who do you
I
think
couldn't take
you
a
are?
picture. That's what they said.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I work on the show next door.
I walked over there a while ago, and I got dizzy.
Oh, no.
It is like a whole nother world, a 3D world it was really strange. It is absolutely mind-boggling what they have done over there. Just to go out on the football field now, and the people are clapping in the stands, and stuff is moving around. And when we talk about Green Bay, whoa, behind us comes the Green Bay field. I mean, this thing is ultra modern. I mean, I can't wait for the viewers to see it Sunday. They are going to be blown away. Seriously.
Terry Bradshaw. Let's hear it for Terry.
That's
Hall
me.
of Famer.
Yeah, give it up.
You brought it today.
I did. Every
did.
time I'm on here.
You do bring it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you bring it out of me.
You know what? I deserve a little bit of credit on that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just you.
No,
I'm
never.
a big part of
Hey,
that.
can I just say something real quick?
Sure you
I
can.
want to thank this.
Hold on.
Hoka. Folks, this is Terry Bradshaw. If you this is Hoka. These are new shoes that I'm going to be wearing.
They don't have any laces.
They have nothing. Look at that. These things you don't. Anyway, they just gave them to me, and I put them on. I'm going to wear them on the show. Hoka, Hoka. Check them out.
Shoes.
Hey, if I get something out of this, I'll share it with you.
Terry Bradshaw, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.